So this is teaching for women. So I wanted to respond to your little comment that you had, that the world applauds drinking, smoking, and basically laying with multiple people, right? Plan B. You're 100% right. And then they don't applaud giving your life to Christ. And I do want to talk to you about that because the Bible tells you to come out of the church. Revelations 18, come out of her, my people, and do not participate in her adulteries. Because in the end, we are the last generation. The churches fall away, 2 Thessalonians 2. They will not endure sound doctrine, 2 Timothy 4. But they will gather around themselves teachers having itching ears and will be turned on to fables. Excuse me. And the church doesn't teach you the righteousness of God. They fulfilled Jude 1:4. They've turned the grace of God into lasciviousness, teaching you that you're saved by favor, not by works. Fulfilling Jeremiah 23, because they are the Jeremiah 23 and the Ezekiel 34 pastors, the wolves in sheep's clothing that scatter his flock, teaching burden of the Lord, that Jehovah's righteousness, his 10 commandments, are impossible to keep. Nobody can keep them but the Son of God. Fulfilling Hebrews chapter 10, verse 29, treading underfoot the Son of God and counting the covenant he was sanctified in, and calling it an unholy thing, a burden. And then sinning despite on his spirit of grace in Titus 2. That is G5485, the Greek word charis, and it means especially divine influence upon the heart and the reflection in life. His conviction in Titus 2, it teaches you to deny ungodliness, sin, and lusts of this world so you can live soberly and righteously. But because the church doesn't have the love of God in them, 1 John 5, for this is the love of God to keep the commandments, and they're not burdensome. They say they know him, but they keep not his commandments, so they are liars. 1 John chapter 2, verse 3 and 4. Because those who say they know him and keep not his commandments are liars. Those that keep his commandments, the 10 commandments, including his Sabbath, dawn Saturday to dawn Sunday, they know him, because that's the righteousness of God. They deny prophecy and what the prophet said that the Messiah would do, what he would give us. And Deuteronomy 18:15 through 19, that he would refresh the covenants at Horeb, what they desired at Horeb in the day of the assembly. Deuteronomy 5, the 10 commandments. They group it with the law of sin and death, the law that was added because of transgression in Galatians 3:19, until the seed should come, Yeshua, which the promise was made. The sacrificial law was only there until it was finished. And it is the handwriting of ordinances Moses wrote with his hand in a book in Deuteronomy 31:24. That was there for a witness against the people until it be finished, until the seed should come, which the promise was made. He would refresh the covenants at Horeb, Acts 3, verse 18 through 24. I hope you go read these scriptures I'm giving you, because we're to keep the 10 commandments. Yeshua did not get rid of the commandments of God. He refreshed them. He magnified them. Isaiah 42:21 told you he would magnify the law and make it honorable. He only finished the handwriting of ordinances, the sacrificial law, and then he magnified the covenants. This was the covenants the mercy that he performed, and the covenants that he would remember in Luke 1:72. Because Jehovah keeps mercy with thousands of them who love him and keep his commandments. He keeps covenants and mercy with thousands of them who love him and keep his commandments. That's Daniel 9:4, Deuteronomy 7, verse 9 and 10. That mercy that his son performs at Horeb. Deuteronomy 10, verse 4. Deuteronomy 5. Deuteronomy 4, verse 13. Idolatry is the sin unto death. That's 1 John 5. Little children, keep yourself from idolatry. You have the image made onto the beast in Revelation 13 between your breasts. A number of a man, 666. Greek means chi, ze, stigma, and it literally means Christ pierced on cross. It's your cross, your crucifix that you're wearing between your breasts. Hosea 2:2, you're fulfilling. Plead with your mother, for she is not my wife. We are to be his bride. We are not to be the unwise brides without oil in our lamps. Plead with your mother to remove the adulteries between her breasts. Romans 1 tells you that there's these godly men, right, that knew God, but then hold the truth in unrighteousness, turning the uncorruptible God into an image of a corruptible man. And creepy things. What does the church teach you? The Trinity. 2 Thessalonians 2, the man of perdition, the opposite himself of Jehovah, saying he made all things clean. You can fill your vessels with swine's flesh and you shall not surely die. You don't have to keep those commandments because the grace of God is lasciviousness. Jude 1:4, your undeserved favor. The Gentiles in Acts 15 were told to refrain from idolatry, fornications, things strangled in the blood, which is the Noah covenant in Genesis 9, verse 4. To eat clean, Leviticus 11, Deuteronomy 14. Isaiah 65 and 66 tells you those that have swine's flesh in their vessels, standing behind a Jeremiah 10 Christmas tree. Eating swine's flesh and abominations are going to be destroyed along with the mouse. When the Lord returns with fire to play with all flesh, it's an end-time prophecy. The church doesn't teach you the righteousness of God. It's not a sin to drink. It's not a sin to smoke. For drunkenness is an idiom in the Bible that means pride. Isaiah 28 and 29. Isaiah 28 is talking about Ephraim, the land of the pride, the drunkards of Ephraim, which is America. And it tells you there's no place clean because there's a falling away in 2 Thessalonians 2. And they accept the one that came in his own name, John 5:42 and 43, because they don't have the love of God in them. They accepted Jesus Christ, the man of perdition, the opposite himself of God, that sits in their temple because you are the temple now and you've asked him into your heart. That is worshipped above God. Romans 1. You worship Jesus doing pagan idolatry, the sin unto death, Jeremiah 10 Christmas, Jeremiah 7 Easter. Worshipping with your hands, not in spirit and truth. Worshipping Jesus more than Jehovah. It's not a sin to drink and smoke. For the Son's first miracle was to turn water into wine, and he gave it to the people after they were well drunk. He was called a winebibber and a glutton. Your Messiah. He surely liked to drink and eat. Sin is the transgression of the law. Yeshua's 2 commandments in Matthew 22, all the law and prophets hang on those commandments. And he said to love God, Deuteronomy chapter 6, to keep the 10 commandments, and love your neighbor, Leviticus 19:15 through 18, to do righteous